Hello, hello, hello. This is Angel coming to you today on a beautiful Friday. It is so beautiful today, and I'm spending some time with my daughter. I just really needed some well relaxed. I just needed a Musa moment from such a busy week. So I'm hoping that you're enjoying your weekend and enjoying your day, because man, did I need this. I needed a day off, I tell you. But I'm here today to talk about Father's Day. I want to wish all the fathers, this is Father's Day weekend, and I just want to wish all the fathers a really, really, really happy Father's Day, especially those who are really great fathers in their children's lives and the lives of their, sons and daughters. Those who have really stuck by their, sons and daughters from the very beginning. This is your day, and I just want to take the time out to say that you are much appreciated. You are well appreciated as far as being the protector, of your children. The giving your children guidance, the support that they need, especially since, my story, the book that I've actually written and will be publishing very, very soon. I'm so excited. I just really want to kind of touch on that today, because that was the thing that really was pretty much what my book was about. It was just the fact that I had, I grew up, and I'm sure that you've heard me mention in my other videos, being a daughter, fatherless daughter, growing up without my dad. It was something that was very hard for me growing up. And as I got older, within my teenage and adult years, I was very bitter and an angry woman, and I never really thought about how it was really the impact of not having my father in my life. So during that time of my life, I really never just blamed my father, which I basically blamed him for a lot of things, especially, during times in my life when I really needed my dad to be around me and with me, for, emotional support, or just to be at special events and special occasions. I needed my dad there, especially during graduations and during prom, ceremonies where I would receive reward ceremonies. And I just really wanted my father to see my accomplishments in life, my goals in life. I really wanted him to be there. And it was those moments that many young women, we look back and we're it's hurtful, because we really want our dad in our lives. I'm yet thankful that my mom was in my life, but I do want to really touch on the area of where the pain was created. That pain in me, that bitterness in me, that resentment that I held for so many years in my life. I had no clue that it would make me such a very insecure person, a person that really didn't have strong confidence in myself. I didn't have self-esteem. I was an introvert, and it's nothing wrong with being an introvert. And I'm not going to blame that on my father, but I was very isolated. I kept to myself, and I pretty much guarded myself. I guarded my heart. I built walls of offense, because I was so always offended by people, and it was really hard for me to just mellow down and be comfortable with people, because I always was in defense mode. I've always felt that people would hurt me, and so it was really hard to develop relationships, especially during my years of dating, in relationships with, men that I had started to date and form, a relationship with. And those relationships, of course, they didn't work out. A lot of those relationships were very toxic. And I just didn't know my self-worth. I didn't have the affirmation of love that I really desired as a young woman. And as a young woman, we as women, we need that affirmation of love growing up in our childhood as young little girls. Little girls need that affirmation of love from their dad. They really do. Mothers, you're great. I'm a mother. You're wonderful. You're because you're there when you're kids. I'm talking to the moms that are there when their dads are not there. You're trying to fill the void and the gap. You're trying to stand in the gap because their dads are not around. And I understand, because that's what my mom did. She did what she could do to fill in the gaps when my father wasn't around. And so I understand how moms feel that they have to play the mother and the father role, but it's just not the same when your dad is not around, especially me going through it as a little girl without a father being around. So it was painful, and I really did not expect to be a very angry woman and a bitter woman. And it was really hard for me to open up. I'm sorry for the, movement of my camera, but it was really hard for me to open up, to really be, trust. I had trust issues, and that was something that even today, I'm still yet trying to heal from, but it allowed me to become my healing and my deliverance. And my book talks about, how it wasn't me. I had to become healed. I needed deliverance. I needed healing. God had to heal me. God had to save my life. God had to set me free from bondage of insecurity, from bondage of resentment, from bondage of trust issues, from not being able to network with people, collaborate with people. I was just so nervous. I was so insecure, and I wasn't confident in myself. And that is so important to be a young woman. That anyone, you need confidence. I'm not speaking on arrogance, because some people get it twisted. Some people use arrogance as a way of being confident, and it's a negative approach. It's kind of like being a selfish way, of a selfish attitude. Whereas confidence, you can still love others. You can still be humble in your spirit to love others, to do for others. It's not about yourself. And God had to heal me because he knew that I had to go through what I went through. I had to deal with the pain that I dealt with. I had to. And I'm speaking to all you ladies who are dealing with that feeling where, some of you, I'm going to tell you, some of you probably feel, I don't need healing. I don't need to be delivered. I feel good. I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't need any help. I'm doing well on my own. Okay, and that's good. That's good that you feel that way. But then, how is your character? How do people see your character? Let's just be honest with yourself. Do people consider you the angry woman all the time? Are you always angry? Are you always bitter? Are you always quick to just flip at the mouth? Are you very quick to clap back at people? Are you quick to doing that? Are you always just angry? Tell me, are you angry? Where is that coming from? Your attitude. With attitude issues, you always got something, to say about somebody, or you're intimidated by somebody else's blessings because they're doing well, they're progressing, and you're jealous. You got an issue with that. Come on now, let's be honest with ourselves. Where is that coming from? Where is that hurt coming from? Yet and still, you're doing well. Maybe you got a decent job. Maybe you can take care of your children. Maybe you have went to school and completed college and got a degree. Maybe you're doing good for yourself, but yet you got a bad attitude. Yet you're still wondering why I don't have a companion. Why is it that my relationships are always they always turn sour. Why is it that I can't keep a man in my life? Is always some negativity. You have to always too remember this. You attract who you are. You attract who you are. If you got issues within yourself, you might attract those who got issues too. The same spirits that are in those people that might be in you. Maybe your spirits attract. Maybe you have a chemistry, or connection with someone like you, within your side, in your innermost heart. What is your heart condition? What is the posture of your heart? Is it good? Be honest with yourself. Let's be honest with ourselves, because being honest with yourself is the only way you're going to be healed. And God, I'm not talking about self-healing. God heals you. God delivers you. And if you don't feel like there's any hope, trust me, there is hope. Trust me, I'm here to tell my story. I never thought I would be at a place where I would even be able to tell my story. I was so embarrassed and ashamed about telling my story. I didn't have that freedom. But when God healed you and he delivered you, you don't have the shame. You don't deal with the embarrassment of telling your story, because guess what? You come to a place and a new revelation in life where God has healed you to be able to share your story, because you are at a revelation of life where you know that it is not about you. It is not about you. It is about your story is to help somebody else have hope, have deliverance, and knowing that they too can be healed. They too can be saved and delivered from their past. Let your past be your past and live in your present. Leave your present behind. Your past behind. I'm sorry. Leave your past. Let it go. Let your past go and live in the present. And that is a part of the healing process. With me, it had to come in phases. My healing process took some time. It was phases that I had to go through. I had to heal in parts. But God definitely healed me, because guess what? I had to accept that I needed healing. If you cannot accept that you need to be healed, if you cannot accept that you need to be delivered and a breakthrough, then you will stay in your past. You will continue to live in your past. You will continue to be angry, the angry woman that you are. You will continue to not be able to collaborate with new friendships. You will not be able to open up. You will always keep yourself bound and miserable, and always jealous of people and having bad attitudes and wondering why I'm always such in a bad mood or moody. You will wonder why. But if you accept the fact that, look, I do need healing, I do need help, then you will be able to receive that healing from God. You will be able to receive that, become that new version, that new person, the newness in your life. You won't have to just deal with happy moments, but the joy of the Lord is your strength. So you will always have joy in your heart, even when things come your way and attack you and come against you. Even if you're having problems with your mate or your companion or your husband or your spouse, even if you're having problems on your job, even if you're having problems with relationships and friendships around you, the joy of the Lord will always be your strength. There will be always peace in your heart. God will give you He give you new grace and new mercies every day, because we're not perfect people. And that is why His grace is sufficient, because we're not going to be perfect people. We're not going to be perfect. We're humans. But within inside, there is going to be a self-love. You're going to start loving yourself. You're going to love yourself and the people around you, because you can't love anybody else unless you love yourself. So I'm here to tell you, and I didn't really mean to go all the way off, because I was talking about Father's Day, but I had to go that way for somebody. I had to go that way. I had to really talk about it. But I want you to know, and I want you to really listen to me. You can have deliverance. You can have the healing. You can have the self-love. You can have that newness that you need in your life. If you won't change, you got to do the work, and you got to start accepting the fact that I do need it. That's the first part of your healing, is accept the fact, yes, I need it. Stop being so prideful and shameful. We all got issues. We all got a past. Can nobody judge nobody? Nobody can judge anyone. Everybody got a past. I don't care who you are. But anyway, let me go back and say, Happy Father's Day to the fathers. Once again, fathers, it is so important that you be in your children's lives, especially your daughter.